Hey guys, hey, how's everyone doing today? What up? It's LandSafe, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about the Wizard 101 membership. Should you be buying it? Should you be spending that $10 a month? Is it worth it? Let's get into it. Yo, if you're gonna spend the $10 and play this game every month, do me a favor, do not ever wear this outfit. Holy shit, negative drip. What even is this? Carnival Cream top hat. Crew? Carnival Crew okay, wow, yeah. Um, Holy shit. You can get way better drip than this. This is a horrible example. But we're going to talk about that more later. Let's talk about the first topic, and that's what you do have access to when you are free to play. So while you are in the free-to-play section of the game, you are going to have access to Cyclops Lane, you are going to have access to Triton Avenue, and you are going to have access to Firecat Alley. Now, these three sections of the game, not including Unicorn Way or all the other, like, Golem Tower stuff, doing all of this may give you, if you're just, like, speed running it, not doing side quests, I would say that you would be able to complete this in... I'll just say a day. Honestly, you would have like a day to 2 days of playtime. If you're new to this game, I would say maybe even a week. Maybe I'd give you like a week of playtime before you're like, I really don't have anything else to do. That being with side quests and everything. Um, this should kind of give you a base idea of should I be spending the $10? Maybe. I would say more that this like section of the game is really telling you which class you should pick. Kind of getting you like a little bit adjusted to, the gear in the game and the health and like should I attack the first turn? Should I like get used to the damage prompts? This doesn't really give you that much information long term on this game. As you know, this game you have 170 levels now. With that being said, I have been I used to play this game when I was a kid. I played this game 2 years ago. I made it like halfway through Arc 2 before I quit. Now I'm at the end of the game. This game, it gets very complex. I think that KingsIsle kind of understood that their community was children, but they kind of grew up, so they had to make the game a little harder when it came to later worlds. Now let's talk about a little bit of the side areas you are going to be missing out on if you do not pay the $10 a month. Let's talk about the starting area, the Colossal Boulevard. This is the first ever area in the game that is like considered a side area where you actually have to pay to play. It's kind of like the winter theme world. If you'll notice in Wizard City, there are a lot of worlds that have kind of like side arcs. Firecat Alley is fire, Triton Avenue is storm, Cyclops Lane is myth, Unicorn Way is life. This is the ice version of it. You don't have access to the ice version unless you pay that $10 a month. And next up, I kind of want to talk about Grizzleheim. Grizzleheim is insane how much content you get for paying that $10 a month. This is a side area that you can pretty much just jump right into. You're gonna struggle if you do not do Croctopia or Marleybone first. But Grizzleheim has so many different areas and content to it, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more on. But yes, content-wise, is the $10 a month worth it? Absolutely. But you have to consider this. You have to keep paying the $10 a month if you want to continue playing. So the way that I would think about it is, if I bought a video game, a story player video game, could I finish it within 6 months? That's how I would think about this game, right? Because your account will always be there. Your account's not just going to get deleted unless like something crazy happens, right? So if I can complete the Wizard 101 story and do everything that I wanted to do within 6 months, would it be worth it to me, right? Because those $60 story games you kind of play once and then you're like, okay, I'm done with it, right? I did what I wanted to do. So can you complete the Wizard 101 story in 6 months? Yes, absolutely. I believe that I am almost done with it, and it's only been 2 or 3 months. I believe like 3 months I've been playing it, but that is with doing every side quest in the game. I have done literally every side quest there is on my Life Wizard. I'm not going to be doing it for my other characters. Yeah, that too. I've also leveled up other characters on top of this. I'm a level 170 on my life, so it's only been 3 months and I've already completely completed, like pretty much my Life Wizard. With that being said, if you're just going to be doing one class, that would be like, and you're not going to do the side quest or whatever you want to do. It's your money, you know. I would say it's worth it for me. So that'd be $30 in total for the 3 months that I played it. You know, that's half of what another game plays. And then anytime that I want to actually come back to the game and play it, I would just have to spend the $10 for a month. That is the bad part about it, right? But there is actually another option that we have to talk about when it comes to spending money on this game. The other option that there is besides spending the $10 a month is you can actually just straight up spend, like, I believe it's like $100 plus. I'm not sure exactly how much it is. I'm sure you can look it up on the areas of this game. You can unlock just like the main story areas by spending a certain amount of crowns. When you go into a new area and you do not have the membership, it will say, do you want to buy the membership or do you want to straight up buy this area with crowns? So people have done the math on it. If you are going to be playing this game for long term wise, it is actually less money to spend the crowns on the areas to unlock them permanently than spending the $10 a month monthly. Now, with that being said, it is going to cost a lot of money outright, like straight up, like the first couple months of playing this game, you're going to be spending a lot of money on it, $100 plus, just buying areas with crowns. But in the long term, like I said, if you're going to be playing this game a lot, it is actually cheaper in the long run. So that might be something to actually consider. Now, for the people who have not paid the $10 and gotten far into the game, I kind of want to talk about something that you're missing out on, and that is spells, right? So you can obviously go to Ravenwood and go to your specific teacher, and it will show all the spells that you are going to learn in this game up to level 80 something, and or like 90. But as you understand, this game, you can reach level 170 in this game, right? So there is a lot of stuff that you are going to be missing out on if you are not advancing and progressing through the game, right? You are going to be missing out on Sharpened Blade. You are going to be missing out in Celestia with adding like damage to specific cards, like with Epic and like Tough and Gargantuum and all that. You're going to be missing out on Potent Trap and Sharpened Blade in Azteca, right? Like, you unlock these different kind of things that you use throughout the game in different worlds, right? And that's part of the fun of playing this game, going to the different worlds and adding new mechanics onto the fighting, right? Not every world does that, and a big problem that actually comes from this game is repetitiveness. I've seen a lot of people talk about it. I've talked about it. It does get to a point in this game where it feels very, very repetitive using the same spell over and over again, because you will get that certain spell that does the most damage and hits all enemies, right? We call it the 7-pip AoE spell, right? And people who play this game know exactly what I mean. You're going to be using that spell hundreds of times, right? So you do really have to love this game and enjoy the combat and everything to get to that certain point in the game where you're not using the same spell over and over and over again, right? It is a grind. It is really a grind. And if you're not that kind of person who loves the grind, like of getting new XP and new like spells, it's not for you. I'm just going to say that straight up. If you don't like seeing the same spell over and over and over again, this game is not for you. Because I'm just being straight up honest. There is a point in the game for like probably 8 worlds, maybe set like 7 or 8 worlds, where you will just be doing these same 2 spells over and over and over again, and you will be blading over and over and over again. Which it really, like, it's hard to say, because the earlier game, like, we'll say Celestia down, you do not have this like kind of feeling unless you're using like Myth or Fire, or like somebody who has a 4-pip AoE. You'll kind of like get used to it. So you kind of go from using the 4-pip AoE to the 7-pip AoE over and over and over again, and then using like a high damage hit to finish off a boss. That's kind of like the common theme in this game that I've seen. But with that being said, there is way more to this game than just the PvE that I kind of want to talk about. So something that I do not see people talk about enough in this game when it comes to new players is PvP, right? So PvP is something that you're pretty much only going to do once you reach the max level in this game, because most people who play PvP are the max level. So if you're not using the max level 170 gear, you're not even going to be able to compete, right? PvP, Beast Moon, these side games and areas are one of the most fun things that I've done in this game, and my friends agree with me. I got my two friends on like a month ago to play Beast Moon, and they literally said, anytime you want to play this again, just let us know. Like, they had so much fun. That's actually not something that you have to pay for. You do not have to pay the $10 a month to play Beast Moon. It comes out once a month. So if you haven't tried that out yet and you haven't spent money on the membership, definitely go try that out, because there's a lot of side things in this game that are very fun that you do not need to pay for. With that being said, I want to talk about a aspect of this game that you do have to pay for, but in my opinion, it is single-handedly the most fun I've had on this game. And that thing is dungeons and gauntlets, which, by the way, if you play Wizard 101 and you're like a veteran, but you're watching this video anyways to support me, one, I love you, and two, I know y'all saw that teaser. I know you guys just saw that teaser, like Azteca Gauntlet coming out soon in the spring. That's sick. But that's not the point of the video. Okay. Gauntlets and not raids. Just dungeons in this game to farm gear, in my opinion, is the most fun I've had on this game. The one that you just saw there. You can see a bunch of people just sitting there waiting to do a team up. There's always people at these zoos, waterworks, and Darkmoor dungeons to farm gear. This is one of the best parts of the game, right? This is where your class actually like comes into play and matters. Like, if you're a support role, you're going to be blading, or if you're life, you're going to be healing your team, while the big hitters are doing the damage and trying to kill them. And then you get that drop of gear at the end, and you're like, hopefully I get the one that I need for my character so that I can have the best gear playing PvE. That, in my opinion, is some of the most fun I've had on this game, and that is something that you are not going to have access to unless you actually pay the $10 a month. So, the level 30 dungeon in Zeus, yeah, so it's level 30, right? So, the $10 pay gap starts at level 10 pretty much. You will hit level 10, and then you cannot play anymore. I would recommend paying the $10. On console, it's nice because you don't actually have to go online and cancel it. You actually just like manually pay $10 for a month of play, and then when it runs out, you got to pay 10 again manually. So that's nice. But with that being said, I would say it is definitely worth trying out a month of this game. Pay the $10. Do the level 30 dungeon and see how you like it, because there's another one at level 60 and there's another one at level 100, and by the time that you are at level 100, I have a feeling that you're going to be hooked on this game like I got. So that is what I would say the general consensus of this video is. Pay the $10 for a month, get to level 30, do that dungeon, and decide from there. That is what I would say. Decide from that dungeon if you are playing the right class and if it is worth spending more money on this game. Besides that, Life Wizards on top. Let's go, baby. Thanks for watching, and if you're not already, hit that button. You know what it is. Alright, thanks.